Worldwide, apparently, almost half of all children experience some form of physical violence before the age of 8. 115 million children are involved in hazardous work, and over 200 million children are subjected to sexual abuse. A study recently asked 1,300 children from 41 countries what violence and exploitation means to them and what should be done to stop it. Such examples include young girls being forced to get pregnant and then work as drug mules, organ harvesting, child labour. The list is a very long one. I mentioned just a few of the items on it there. So let's talk to Andrew Johnson in New York, Deputy Secretary General of the ChildFund Alliance. You're trying to push your case here to get more attention on child abuse at the United Nations. What sort of reception are you getting?
Look, I think people understand that if we're going to make a real impact to improve the lives of people all over the world, then we need to address this serious issue of violence and exploitation against children. Certainly children have been very clear about that that's what they want. They want action to be taken, and certainly we're calling upon everybody around the world to take one small action so that world leaders here can understand that this is an issue not just for those children who are suffering, but it's an issue for every person around the world, and we need to take action.
The thing is, Andrew, looking at your report, a very detailed report, the one thing that really struck me is that children do not believe that grown-ups, for want of a better word, take them seriously.
Look, children talked about the fact they wanted their rights realised, and an important part of that is they wanted to participate in the decisions that affect them. In fact, they talked about the fact that they wanted to be actively listened to. So what the important part of launching this report today in this week, where world leaders are coming together to decide the next set of global priorities for everybody, is that children are clearly saying they want world leaders to ensure that violence and exploitation perpetrated against them is included in the next set of development goals.
You've got, I've got it here, I don't know, you can't see it obviously, but our viewers can. My iPhone, and I've downloaded an app which you've released in the last week or so to help with this. Tell us a little bit about it. It's got moving figures of children there wielding pickaxes, the example being that slave labour, etc., children getting beaten. You want people to sign a petition online as well, part of this.
That's right. What we know is we've got a once-in-a-generation opportunity to ensure that we decide that violence and exploitation is included in the next set of global priorities. So we're asking everyone to take one small step. So whether that's going onto the website at freefromviolence.org or downloading an app for their smartphone, and on that app they can actually have a look at some new augmented reality details and learn about what's happening to children around the world. But most importantly, we're asking people to sign on their phone, sign on to the website, so that world leaders know that everyone thinks that violence and exploitation should be included in the next round of global development goals.
You call it the butterfly effect. One little action can affect so many different things. Spread the word. Andrew, I hope we've done our little bit there to lessen the suffering of millions of children worldwide. It really is an appalling report to read, but we thank you for what you're doing.